Why do many people say that the ancestors of America's indigenous people were Chinese? Is this really true? Look at their eyes, hair, and skin color. Aren't they very similar to East Asians? And this tribe were the earliest inhabitants of America, the Indians. At its peak, this tribe numbered over 60 million people in history. It only lasted a few hundred years. Now, only a few 100,000 Indians remain. Some historians have suggested that according to their research and related materials, the ancestors of the Indians may have originated from China's Qin Dynasty period. In 2015, an American named Ross Camp, while studying the lifestyle of the Indians, unintentionally in Oklahoma, he discovered multiple locations on rock walls, featuring many strange hieroglyphs. So he made copies of these writings and took them back for further analysis. After he consulted many related materials, he found them almost identical to ancient Chinese oracle bone scripts. Altogether, there were 84 characters. He continued to research and eventually concluded that these characters might be oracle bone script from China's Qin ruins period. When he published his findings, it greatly shocked many experts and attracted many researchers to join in. They eventually reached a unanimous conclusion that the ancestors of the Indians might indeed have come from China's Qin ruins period. According to some local Indian chiefs, as early as around 1046 BC, the Qin dynasty gradually fell and was eventually defeated by King Wu of Zhou. A large number of Qin soldiers fled to seek refuge. Among them was a force of over 100,000 troops, led by General Ho Shi, who started from Goryeo, present-day Korea, moved northward, and eventually crossed the Bering Strait. They discovered a new land, namely North America. From then on, they began a new life here. Of course, this is merely folklore passed down over the ages, and it no longer has any true reference value. Moreover, in the lifestyles of the Indians, there are many customs and cultural traits that are quite similar to those of the 1960s and 1970s. Additionally, the Indians commonly used instruments, such as drums and pan flutes, can be traced back to China's Western Zhou period. Furthermore, according to relevant scholars, the lifestyle of the Indians is very similar to that of the Mongols in China. Additionally, the Indians regard birds as deities, and this is somewhat confirmed by an axe unearthed in the United States, which bears a striking resemblance to the jade guis of the Qin dynasty, as the Shang dynasty was founded under the divine mandate of a mysterious bird. Furthermore, many names in America, such as those for mountains and rivers, and the names of plants and animals, are almost identical to those found in China's classic of mountains and seas. Therefore, many historians have hypothesized that these names may have been given by the ancestors of the Indians when they first arrived on the American continent to name these rivers and mountains. These names have been in use ever since. So, do you think the ancestors of the Indians came from China? And how are they living today?